It may not be news to any of you when I say that it's been a tough 2023. These past few months have been a maelstrom of everything that could possibly go wrong in my life. At work, with my health, throw in relationship problems and a breakup, and you have a real shit show of a year. And throughout all of this change and challenge, the one thing that I've come to realize, and I've learned many things, but this is the one thing I want to highlight, is how important it is to believe in yourself. And I know that sounds so obvious and so cliched, and it's a lesson that I learned for myself years ago, but I haven't been doing it. I was watching an old video of me recently when I was still a junior in college, so a third year in university, and I remember thinking, wow, who is this confident person on the screen? Was that really me? And it hit me that, I've been carrying insecurities, this lack of confidence, these voices in my head that tell me I'm not performing or I'm not doing enough for a while now, and really these things should not be in my head, and I can't pinpoint exactly when this happened, but it has, and I presume it's been a combination of things, mostly at work, right? Expectations of myself, burnout, and other challenges. But the specifics really aren't important because I've experienced something like this before when I was younger. I think most people here are familiar with the fact that I went to a good college. I went to an Ivy League, right? But the road to get there was really long. I did poorly academically all throughout primary school, elementary school. It was a long time ago, but I can remember just feeling like there wasn't a point putting in effort, and so I just stopped trying. It was only between 14 and 18 when I started to do much better in all aspects. Academically, physically, I became more fit. I started to apply myself a lot more. There were aspects of my personality that I realized actually came very naturally to me. Taking initiative, being inquisitive, asking a lot of questions, sometimes pushing back, thinking in the long term, being strategic. I realized that these weren't bad things. I stopped trying to make myself so small. And when I had one small success that set off a chain reaction of future successes, because success begets success, no matter how small the initial success was. And that's why I thought, I left that part of me behind me, the unconfident part, the part that doubted my abilities. Because now, I know what I can do. I've gotten into a good school, I've gotten a good job, I've done well academically. What more could you want, right? But I think this has made me realize, right, that it really doesn't matter what your credentials are. It really doesn't matter what your life looks like on the surface. If your inside isn't strong, if you don't believe in yourself, how can you expect that anyone else will? And even if there are people who are around you and rallying you around you and trying to lift you up, if you don't believe in yourself, then it really doesn't matter. So why am I sharing all of this, right? It's in no way, shape or form to be self-deprecating. I think, first of all, I wanted to emphasize what I just said, which is it really doesn't matter what your life looks like on the surface. It doesn't matter what school you go to, what successes you have. If we are chasing success and achievement from a place of insecurity and lack of self-worth, then we will always feel that way. So I think this is a reminder to you, to myself, and that's the crazy thing, right? I know these things. I know these things, and somehow I still manage to slip back here. And I have to say, I want to emphasize that I'm kind of like at the better end of things now. That's why I feel coherent enough to be able to string my thoughts together and to share this publicly. But, catch me if you had caught me earlier, months or weeks earlier, I would have been way more distraught, breaking down all the damn time, which is not a good sign. I think the second thing I wanted to say is that if you find yourself emotionally low, if you are crying all the damn time, if you are struggling wherever you are in whatever context, please seek help. Please realize that it is not normal. And it is not a failure on your part to step up and say, I can't do this anymore, or to ask those around you to support you. Please, burnout is real. Like, mental health is important. And if your mental health isn't there, right, your physical body will start to break down. So this is my reminder to you too. If you are going through this in any way, shape or form, please take a step back from whatever you're doing. Your health and your well-being is far more important than anything you will ever achieve. I want to reiterate, as most people do in these videos, that I have an otherwise really fantastic life. I have loving people around me who lift me up, consistent contact with these people who remind me how great I am, even when I don't believe it. I have activities that I do, spaces that I can go that, take me away from my life, remind me of who I am and my truest and happiest. I am able-bodied, right? I have dealt with health issues this year, but nothing nearly as bad as what it could be. Financially, I don't have to worry about anything. I mean, all things considered, I live a pretty damn good life. I just wanted to say that in spite of that, right, you can still get to a place mentally that's really, really trash. Just wanted to emphasize that how you feel emotionally, mentally can be independent and is usually independent of how you feel mentally. And you should never feel guilty for needing to ask for help or to say, this is too much, even if it feels like you don't deserve it. Okay? So reminding you of that, because I think I needed people to remind me of that when I was at my lowest. I am looking forward to the day that I can look back at this stage, this phase of my life, and be proud of the ways that I handled my challenges. If you have resonated with anything that I've said in today's video, if you are feeling like a disappointment, if you are dealing with your own insecurities and lack of confidence, I hope that you can hold on to the hope that things will get better too. And more importantly, hold on to that belief that you are strong enough to weather whatever storm comes your way. And I think if you can hold on to that, then we're gonna be alright.